Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is my sketchbook that I originally had for my Art 1 class that I took in 11th grade. And this particular sketchbook, I have several. This one is particularly like a culmination of ideas and brain farts and stuff. This is really the only sketchbook where I kind of like overall just relax and let myself make mistakes. And by far, it probably isn't the best I can do in most of these, but it's just me kind of sharding down whatever is in my head. Plus, the beginning was a bunch of school assignments I had to do. So we have to make a first page. So I wrote, yesterday's words won't fill today's silence. Just as like a reminder to myself to keep drawing every day and keep working every day, because just because I worked on something yesterday doesn't mean that it completes what I need to do today. So just to say, hey, I worked yesterday, I don't have to work today, that isn't really the motto I want to work by. So this is the complete opposite, in my opinion, which is yesterday's words won't fill today's silence, because yesterday is being erased because it's in the past. It doesn't really exist anymore. Words won't fill. You can see like the dark shadowiness of kind of like, you know, the emptiness, and same thing, emptiness, like it evaporating and going away. Today is still being written, and like the egg hatching, so like, you know, like new possibilities and stuff like that. And silence is crossed out because I don't want any silence. I don't want to, you know, be doing nothing. So boom, here are my sketch ideas for the different things I could have done for that, just thinking about different ideas, and then this is the culmination of what ended up showing up. Here I have some practice on this anatomy course that I was doing. Some more practice. I tried experimenting with watercolor. I didn't really like the medium. Yeah, I tried a bit more experimentation, but overall it was just kind of like, yeah, I'll stay away from watercolor for now. I did some drawings over here of just like from imagination, a concept. These are two angles of the same thing, so it's kind of like showing like perspective. I titled it Cliff Edge, where on one side it looks like the road's just going and the speed limit 50, and it's like, okay, and everything looks fine. But then when you look at it from another perspective, you can see that this is literally a cliff edge, and the speed limit being 50 miles per hour, most people are just gonna zoom off this edge and, you know, fall and die, because this sign right here that says warning, keep out, unstable cliff, has like fallen off the edge. So yeah. Here's some more experimentation with watercolor paint. I tried a few different methods and stuff, but I ended up just completely not liking the medium. This is a kind of like a blank sketch. I wasn't including the face. I was just trying to get the form of the body and stuff down, and I wanted to build up my confidence in face sketching before I actually moved on to do this. These are some more stuff. These are this is a drawing course I was taking, so these are different things that they had us doing. This is like, I tried to create a free character sketch of like, almost like this Catholic priest that's like a ghost, so like wears this tiger mask. I took inspiration from Absalom from One Piece, and I kind of created my own character based off that, of like how I wanted it and how I would imagine it to work. That's kind of where I pulled my inspiration from. This is me sketching out some edits I was going to do for a picture future. Just editing in shades and different colors and things like that. These are some other ideas and stuff I just sketched out. This is something I drew for my girlfriend, just like a quick something I could sketch, send her a picture of it just because I wanted to cheer her up. So I drew that. These are some more trying to figure out proportions and bodies and anatomy and stuff, trying to draw it freehand without like any grid or assistance, just trying to like figure out how different things work. This is a character. I draw a lot of things upside down because my brain's kind of like literally all over the place, so sometimes I'll just literally flip the notebook upside down. But this is a character that I drew, and I wrote her story there just because I kind of like the design of her face, and I don't know, I really like afros. So yeah. This is trying to figure out face breakdowns just from, I guess, just from my mind. This is kind of like trying to understand like color breakdowns and things like that, shadow, and how like color would affect different things, and really trying to understand color pencil, which you'll see more of that later on. I kind of hopped around in the sketchbook. This is actually unfinished. This is I was imagining myself with superpowers and like the power to use like control iron. So like one of the special moves of this character that I imagine myself is Tetsu no Sakai, where he where I like put my hands down, slap like the earth, and I can like turn like a certain area around me into just pure iron, and then use it to like morph the environment around me since I have control over iron. This is a cargo ship going into a bay. I haven't really finished this, but like this would be two cliffs, and then it opens up into a bay area that comes around here. And there's the sky, the sun, clouds, and the sea out here. So that's that. This is more just trying to understand anatomy and stuff like that. This is more so me self-teaching before I took the course. So me just trying to figure it out based on references and imagination and things like that. Some more stuff, trying different poses, just trying to feel it out. Because what happened was I was mainly drawing sceneries and things like that, and I kind of neglected characters, and the characters are all in my mind. And I would draw them sometimes, but I wouldn't like how they looked, so I wouldn't draw them as much. But then later on, I started to try to get myself to draw and improve and focus on things like that. This is a project I did in art class where we had to tape together different things. So the idea of this is that this news and media encompasses the perspective of the world, and like this little patch is just like words and news and media like filling the holes of things we don't know and understand. And you can see it's kind of like patched together because it's kind of like a man-made image instead of what is actually there, which is underneath, which I taped over it to show that it's been like, you know, covered up and patched together. This is some pre-sketches for different parts of designs of this building that I was going to draw later on for my mom's birthday. And the concept idea of like a mother walking with a flower and her child walking down this path. So I was just trying to figure out the different angles and perspectives on this. I think I did it on another drawing though, so I'll show you later on. This is a lipstick tutorial that I made myself on like how to draw lips and lipstick and things like that. So I just broke it down, draw the cross, circle, dip line, and then connect the dip line with the points around. So here, 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 like that, and kind of just like fill it out. And then draw this line above this line where it curves up, taps down line, curves up again. And then once I hit the final stage, just shade it in. So have some spots that you leave open, and the darkest parts should be around the closing of the lips. Closing or opening, depending on how you look at it. Some more trying to figure out heads and stuff like that. This is a sketch that I put together. I did a few light sketches that I wanted to come back and finish later, where the sun is moving behind this watchtower, I think it's called, lighthouse, and it's on this cliff above the water, which is below, but you don't see it because you're looking up at it. But yeah, and this is lip tattoo designs and stuff like that. I really like this one. Just trying to like figure out different ideas and stuff like that. This is just me trying to experiment and play around with anatomy and clothes on anatomy. This is a portrait I did of my girlfriend. I put her face in it, and I just kind of felt it out and drew it based off reference, but I didn't like to use any construction or a grid or anything like that. And then, because I wanted to like feel it out and make it more so from the heart. And then I have these vines to kind of show how, this is kind of cheesy, but you know how like she entangles me and stuff, so I'm hooked on her, I guess. So these are hands, just me trying to do hands and stuff. This is another light sketch of a building where you're looking up at it and here's the clouds behind it. Here's some more hands. This is, at this point I was really trying to do research and understand. So I watched this YouTube video breaking down how to learn anatomy, and I took notes on it here. And then I started trying to play around and figure out with by myself at first. I feel like my main issue here was that I was making the upper body longer than the legs, so they would all look like midgets essentially, and I wanted to have it so that my upper body would match my legs, because these legs need to be longer, and there's a lot of little problems, like the shoulders are too broad and it comes out too much and things like that I eventually learned how to fix. This is something I did in a class where she didn't want us to like sketch it out. She just wanted to show a basic shapes of different things. So I did that. I did it in pen, so I can't erase it. But yeah, this is some more practicing. I think I watched the Draw with Jazz video to understand different aspects of the body and things like that. This is a light sketch of kind of me breaking down an idea that I drew in another sketchbook, just trying to figure out how I wanted to put it together. These are some drawings I did just from looking at some things. So these are pictures, and this is something that I laid down a book on the desk and put my glasses on top of it, and then I just drew that. This is, again, the same thing, just exploring different angles to look at this. So from a side angle where the street is down there, from a side angle where the street's in the middle, and different things, which ended up getting bleed out when I was testing and trying to understand Copic markers and blending and all that, because I just got them like just recently. This is not in any particular order because I kind of hop around a bit. This is me trying to experiment and self-teach a bit of anatomy, and also working on character faces. I really liked how I did this, and I was looking to duplicate this breakdown later on, you'll see, and kind of like develop a new style, because I had a style before, but I didn't really like it as much, which is why I stopped drawing characters in the first place. But I wanted to kind of reconnect with that, so that's what this is. There's different things. This is talking about like pushing weight, and this is the time where I felt like everything was like kind of weighing down and heavy on me, so I was like, oh, let me sketch out some ideas for that. Just like some light sketches to get on my head. Here's some trees. I was just gonna do, like art therapy, drawing a lot of things. So I was gonna fill this whole thing with trees. But then after 3 trees, I was like, you know what? I'm fine now. I don't need to draw 150 trees to make myself feel better. So yeah. Then I was riding on a car and I had this idea. What if I just put my pencil down, close my eyes, and just let the bumps of the car like lead the way, and see what I come up with and see if I can make something out of it. This is what I got out of it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll be more intentional about the things that I draw. This is more body breakdowns based on like reference and different ideas that I get. I don't know, when I talk to myself in the bathroom or like sleep and wake up and stuff, I get like ideas, and I like to try out certain things. This is later on me trying to see if I can draw like socks and shoes on it, which didn't 100% work out, but I was just feeling it out at this stage. This is an idea I got on an airplane. We were flying, of like a dragon flying around the Washington Monument, George Washington Monument, and there being like thunderclouds around there. So this is the breakdown of the monument. I was trying to figure out how I want the dragon head to look, and the body, how I wanted the body to shape and wrap around it, and how I wanted different clouds to structure. I started off with this cloud, but then I was like, yeah, that's too cheesy. I don't really like that. So then I was like, okay. I looked up some videos and some pictures of lightning, and I was like, okay, it's not really zigzag. It's more of like a just random sporadic. So I kind of just like went with the impulses of my hand where it wanted to twitch and go, and made my way down. These are blank pages. This was something. Probably gonna erase this and draw something actually over it. This was oh, I know what this was. I got in a fight with my girlfriend for like the first time, and I didn't know what to do, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm stressed out. So I sat in the hallway of this hotel because we were on vacation, and I think she was mad because I wasn't like spending as much time with her and talking to her and stuff because I was out of the country. So I started drawing. I was like, okay, let me just like sketch some ideas out and then decide what I'll do. So option one is a beach with a bucket and like the stem of a tree with the waves out there. Option two was this building across from us that had rooms and stuff. It was like a fancier, it was like like higher paying suites and stuff like that. Option three was, if you can see in option five, this the wall I was gonna do was like this guy hiding from this giant cat while these little lamps that are along the bottom of the wall like shine and he's trying to hide in the shadows. Option four was the feeling of being trapped and all this stuff around me, and yeah. And then option five was just because I was sitting over here and I was looking at our door because this is my parents' room, this is me and my siblings' room, and me and my sister and my brother. And my sister and my brother were in there, and I was just kind of sitting out. And I was thinking, okay, I could draw that because, yeah. And then option six was to go and text her. I ended up rolling a 3, so I didn't end up texting her and going to sleep or any of that. And I started to try to draw it, but then I kind of just was like, okay, I've kind of got the feeling out, so I'm just going to go to sleep. So it was more so just to get the feeling out of me. This is when I started taking the anatomy course and like trying to get in full on understanding, working on different parts and things like that. More of that, and then I had an idea of like, I forgot, I was watching some show, but I got some idea of like it was like kind of like a horror movie thing where like you're walking and you gotta make it back to the land of the living. There's like all this like decay and weird stuff, and it's like really creepy and eerie. And then this is where I start to sketch out this ice cream design that you'll see in further detail later on, but just me trying to like figure out the idea of like, how do I want to do this? Because I wanted to have an ice cream stand with a bench and a tree on the side. And I wanted to have something in the background. That's all I really knew. But I was like, that's like a cool, like lo-fi type background. I was like, yeah. These are just stretchy arms. Desert view. Me trying to just draw a character without like erasing or having any hesitation. Just trying to go through it and see if I can pull it together. This is more of character core stuff. This is me trying to see if I can like pull together some abstract art. And come up with some things. Of course, it's abstract, so I guess it's up to interpretation of whether it's good or not, whether you love it or hate it. But yeah. This is a bear, a teddy bear. I didn't fully shade in everything because I felt like if I overshaded it, it would make it look like over detailed and be a little overwhelming. So I just kind of left it like this. This is me trying to understand hands more and like shading in hands and things like that. A hand catching a ball. This is me working on perspective. So you see this is what I was doing here on a bigger scale, trying to figure out, okay, how do I like put this into perspective? So I was using 2-point perspective to create this thing that I ended up doing again here. But I erased the construction lines that I used to make it. But this is essentially what I was doing. But I just brought that down to here and cleaned it up a bit. This is another drawing, just trying to understand perspective. I was taking this course where we're talking about the rule of 60%, where it basically can't be within these 30% margins of your perspective dots, or it kind of looks distorted and out of whack, which is what I was dealing with in an earlier sketch where I was trying to figure out the point of perspective, trying to like figure out how I want it to look. This is me putting together some ideas for a sketch that I did in this notebook, and I won't be doing a full sketch tour of this notebook since I've only done one sketch in it so far, but that was the sketch to come up with this. So I was like, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? So I wanted to have some flowers in this garden part right here, and I wanted to come up with different designs. I was gonna do this graffiti on the wall where it's like a waterfall and like a bridge is cut, a falcon is flying through the middle, and there's like the like cliffs and rocks and stuff up here. And these are two cliff edges as well that the bridge that was supposed to be connecting them had disconnected. So I was gonna do something like that on there, but I ended up going with a more less metaphorical and more political, about, well, not 100% politics, but just about like freedom and the concept of freedom. So in this case, I took a route, an outlook on freedom that I don't usually take, which is not necessarily, like being allowed to do what I want to do, and like go to the grocery store and like not have to listen to your parents and all that. But it was more so like a political freedom of like, okay, I want to have, freedom to, just not be enslaved and things like that. I want to have rights. I want equality, because you can see well, this is rights, different protests, and here equality is talking about economic equality and things like that. So how there's a bunch of coins up here stuffed here, then there's a little bit of coins, there's like a margin of coins in the middle class, and in the bottom there's like one coin and a few coins that like trickle down. So showing how, like, and also talking about the concept of trickle down economics and how it doesn't really work. So finally is education. I'm just talking about the importance of education for the concept of freedom, and you can kind of see how ideas like kind of break down in here and different things like that. And then anatomy course project, I don't really like block out, oh, this is for this is for that. I just kind of like whatever page I go to is what I draw on. This is a play that I came up with. Oh yeah, and this is me sketching out the freedom concept, just trying to figure it out. Then this is whatchamacallit. This is a abstract design I did, just working with line. I had to do it for my two-dimensional design class at Prince George's Community College. This is notes on something. I think how to do highlights and things. This is an ice cream cone that I drew. These are a few thumbnail sketches that I put together to come up with what I wanted to do for the ice cream cone. I ended up just doing this and simplifying it a bit. Okay, so that highlights thing was on color pencil. This is me taking notes on color pencil, and how to use color pencil before I decided to abort the idea and just solely work on Copic markers, because I kind of prefer those. This is the ice cream thing I was talking about before. So this is the it started from here, just trying to get the breakdown and trying to understand how I want it to be. I want to have an ice cream cone on the floor. That idea kind of got dropped. I might add it back because I haven't finished the finished concept. And there is the scene. I was trying to get the background of the scene, how I wanted it to look. I ended up finally deciding on like having one of those clear libraries that you like see in the mall, where it's like the glass walls instead of like actual walls. It's glass and you can kind of see into it, because I thought that was like a lot more interesting, and I like books and stuff like that. That looks, I don't know, it looks aesthetic. It looks really aesthetically pleasing. I really like it. Then this is just me just trying to figure out the placement of the bench, how high and elevated I want it to be, how I want it to look, and things like that. I ended up concluding on this basic, like oversimplified idea, but it basically got the concept in my head of how I wanted it to be, how I wanted the lines of the bench on the bottom thing to align with the lines on the sidewalk. Then this is just figuring out the dimensions of the books and how I was going to organize in the actual drawing. So I came up with doing 4 parallel lines, bottom, bottom, top, top of the bookshelves, just to help organize it. And then what measurements I would need, I figured that all out here. So I would need one width of here. I would need another width here. I would need a height, and I would need the angle that I wanted these two things to go at, so that it would make it look nice. Because I didn't want to do off perspective, because I wanted them to be consistent and not like all going to one perspective point. So I wanted to do it based off angle. And then this is me just trying to figure out the tree that goes on the side. So this is what I decided on. And then this is the ice cream stand and how I wanted it to look. This is a logo that I was designing for myself that I'm probably going to open up later on, in terms of like for drawing portraits. So I'll have a service where you send me your pictures and I draw a portrait of you. So that's what this is, Cow's Portraits. This was what I decided on in conclusion. I feel like the finished product is a little more edited, but that's essentially what it is. This is me testing out color pencil and deciding whether I really liked it. At the end, I was like, it's okay, but because I was using this technique where you take these solutes like alcohol and things like that. So I was using hydrogen peroxide to kind of, you know, like help the colors blend together. But I didn't really like how it was. I had to let it dry and things like that. It didn't dry fast, and I was like, this is gonna take too long. I don't really like this. I tried it, I experimented it, I experimented with some pages before, and I was like, you know what? It's time to move on to Copic markers. I ended up getting them for a bargain, but I think they were the bootlegs. But yeah, this is some more anatomy course stuff, and this is me. I was looking at CalArt's sketchbook tours, and I really wanted to just like, I really wanted to kind of like find where the gap was, because I felt like I looked at a lot of these sketchbooks and I was like, I should be capable of doing those things. So I looked at one sketchbook that really particularly stood out to me, and one of the first ones that I saw. And on one of the pages, I was like, I think I can do that. So I went and drew it. This is the person, I forgot their channel name, but this is their channel logo and icon and stuff, and you can probably find it pretty soon. I drew that just to see, okay, can I like have a simplistic art style? And I was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. That's easy. And then I was like, okay, because they had a dance that they broke down, and I was like, let me see if I can do that. I ended up like changing the hairstyle because I like curly hair and stuff. That's I don't know. That's just me. So I wanted to make it like a character that I liked looking at, because I was going to draw them a bunch. And I used what I learned in the anatomy course, as you can see, like the inner breakdowns and stuff like that, to try to like build the structure of the character. And then afterwards I went on top and build like the actual character that she had drawn onto here. So I just like built the arms and stuff. We hadn't gotten that far in the anatomy course, but I feel like I got the hang of it and I kind of understand it enough. But yeah, and I just simplified some elements so it wouldn't be like crazy in detail. Just like focusing on the pose, like how she did. Some more anatomy course stuff, and 1, 2, 3, 4 pages are blank. So I have this sketchbook that I was originally gonna do for the CalArts thing, but then I saw this sketchbook tour that was talking about how like the person like only had like finished products, which is why they got rejected. And I was like, that's kind of the direction that I'm going with this sketchbook, so I might want to just go to this. But at the same time, this is like a lot of my earlier progress, and its purpose along the way wasn't for CalArts. It was for brain dumping and brain farting and finishing school assignments and things like that, that really I don't know, that CalArts I don't think would really understand. Not that they wouldn't like get it, but they'd be like, well, some students went out of their way and started new sketchbooks, and you just kind of gave us an old sketchbook of stuff that you just threw together. And that shows a lot of faults in character design, which is the course that you're signing up for. So I want to get down character design first, so that I can apply for the character animation course, and not be kind of limited by what I didn't know in the past, because I'm learning it and I feel like I'm going to have it down. Well, I know I'm going to have it down pretty soon, and I'm already like close enough. I feel like I'm close, so I didn't want that to limit like all these things where it's kind of like, he doesn't really know what he's doing. I didn't want that to limit me, so that's why I started a new sketchbook. So what I'm probably gonna do, because like the builds and stuff like this, the stuff that they actually want to see are in this notebook, so I'm probably just going to cut out some of those and like paste it on these pages. So like the builds that I would do for here, I would paste them on here, and for this other the ice cream one that I was gonna do next, on like 2 pages down, like again I skip a lot of pages, 2 pages down, I would like cut those out and paste it there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing for my CalArts sketchbook, because I just don't want I don't want what I didn't know in the past to limit my chances now, because that's the school that I want to go to. That's really the only school that I want to go to, and I want to go there and learn animation. When I was looking for schools, it was felt right. I rely a lot on my instincts, and that was the one where it felt right and where I wanted to go. There was another school that was like number two, but I don't know. It was just instinctually. I was like, no, absolutely not. So CalArts was the one that just instinctually felt safe, and that when I looked in it and I looked at the when I looked at like the programs and the teachers there and everything, it was like, this is perfect. This is where I need to be to for my dream to be an animator and to have my own animation studio, and like surpass all these big companies like Disney and stuff. And this is where I decided that I want to do it. So I just want to give myself the best chance possible, which is why I'm probably gonna continue in this sketchbook, but just change my outlook. And I'm gonna pull it together. So fuck yeah. All right, that's the end of my sketchbook tour. Yeah, I'll probably keep on working on this bad boy, and yeah, I just wanted to put that out there as a practice for the CalArts one. I probably gotta start not talking as much and just kind of like going through it, and you have some better drawings because I'm improving every day, so I'm gonna put that in there. So look forward to it if you're watching, because I'm probably gonna link my YouTube channel as one of the online things if they care to watch like a 40-minute video or however hideously long this thing is. But yeah, this is a really uncomfortable position for my neck, so I'm just gonna end the video. Bye.